another box build. So this one is for one of my subscribers who lives about an hour away, lives up in Brisbane. So this box, I haven't got the woofer here to show you, but it's for a Sundown Audio X-12. So that's the one underneath the Sundown ZV4, but monster of a sub still. And this one is actually for a home theatre setup. So I've just marked out the bottom of the box. It's 550 by 1100, almost that entire piece. So I just realised, whoa, shit, this thing's gonna be huge. An entire sheet of 2.4 meters by 1.2 MDF cut up. That's the only scrap bit. So, bottom of the box, top of the box, back of the box, sides, and then over here we've got part of the port and what I'm going to use for the 45s in the box. So there you go, there's what it's actually going to look like. Okay, so port angles in like that, 45 there. 8.6 cubic feet internal. Obviously take off displacement of, you know, whatever. It's still over about 8 cubes. I didn't work it out exactly, it doesn't matter because it's already tuned or whatever. At whatever length it is, I'm not sure what it's tuned to, it doesn't say in the specs, but whatever. So I'm just about to put the bottom onto it, and so that's the sides and 45s in the back, and there's the bottom there. So I'm going to put that on. That's now put together, the two 45s in the sides, bottom, etc. Here we have the front baffle. So I put a chamfer down that side, like that, 45-degree chamfer down there, and marked my sub cutout hole. Again, I'm just following the instructions of what's there as far as where shit's going. Anyway, so this sub won't be flush mounted. It's going to be sitting just on the baffle. Alrighty, so there we have the front of the box now attached. Got some big ass screws down the side of it, like that long, screws up underneath, coming through. And this port's not attached yet, it's just sitting there. And then I've also got the 45 there now. I've siliconed it all around, so nice even airflow there from the 245s. So cool. Alright, so all that's left to do is put that port in and then put the other part of the port, and then that's essentially all the sides in, and then I'll just do some bracing. You get the rough idea. I still got to put some roundovers on it, but that's it. And now I'm just going to add bracing. Now for bracing, dowel that I just got. Okay, so I'll be using that for my bracing instead of something square. So, as I said, the design had no bracing. I felt it needed some, so anything I put in there is going to help. It's not my design. Alright, so there we go. Now I vacuumed it all out in the bottom. Now we just went with the single one there, dead center. So that'll stop any kind of flex there. So continuing on, and then we have 3 there, all dead center. 2 there like that, to extra brace that, and then 2 45 ones there. So that it is pretty well braced, quite strong now. So, alright, I've siliconed also all the joins on the inside, etc. The whole thing around the bottom, sides, everything. While I had it here, I put the top on it and traced out with my hand in there, traced out it. So I also know now where to drill my holes, so I can drill down into the port later on when I mount the top on there. So yeah, I've traced all the way around where the 45s, everything is. I decided I'll body fillet all the screw holes, because there is 1 or 2 actually inside the port, plus the actual port here. It was pretty good, but I just want to make it perfectly smooth so it flows in. So all of that's body filled with Raids Gold, so I'm just waiting on that to fully set so I can sand that back, and then it's ready for resin. I just sanded that down, I blew off all the dust, and now I'm going to resin it all. That's the finished build, I guess you could say. And there's the entire inside. Resin, just normal resin, I didn't put any pigment in or anything. Port resin. Yep. Alright. So all that's going to be painted white. The rest of the inside will just stay that. Now the good thing about the resin is I don't have to do a primer, because this seals and like seeps into the wood. So it gives me a good primer. It's probably better than a primer, as a nice thick coat over the wood, so that the paint doesn't absorb. So I can just hit it with white straight away rather than having to do that. But anyway, very good. We'll just let that set. I don't know how long it'll take, half an hour. I think I did a pretty good mix. Seems to have set about right time. So, and then there's the top there. I took the tape off it so that tape didn't stick to it. But so that's painted white, and then the port. Now this is one coat, and I just did the first coat. So white just goes around to where you can't see, in any angle. So as long as you can't see. Alright, but yeah, that's just one coat. Probably end up doing 3 or 4. Just painting the port. Pretty much I'm done now with white for that. So now we're just going to move on to a few coats of clear. I think it's 4 coats of white now in there. Now I'm going to cut that groove in the side, the 1/8 groove around the side, like I did in that last box with the 15-inch RE audio box. Now I had a fair few people, I had 3 or 4 people actually ask me how I cut those 1/8 grooves. So bring it over here to my router. So I've got this little DeWalt. This is my router DeWalt. Now it comes in a set with both the plunge base and you've got this kind of fixed base. This router kit, seriously, for the money, for $250, you can get it on Sydney Tools, is the shit. Like, it is so good. So what I've just done is I'm putting the vacuum attachment on because I'm working inside tonight, because I got to work at night now. And the other thing is, so I'm going to use this to do my straight edge. Now this is not what I used last time. Last time I clamped on a straight edge, just clamped on to the box and ran the router along it, with the router depth at about 5mm. But tonight I'm going to use this. But yeah, that was because that other box was like kind of a triangle back on it. This is all square, this box, so I can just use this. If I turn it, there's a 13 here. So when I lower it down, I know that when that little marker there, which I think the torch is a little bit too on, there's a little marker just in the middle here. When it hits the 13, we're about 5mm deep. I have to wind it back up now. So what I'll do is I'll start the router, wind it down to that 13, and then just run it straight across the wood. Zero mess made. We have that side done. We're about to wrap this bitch. So I've taped off the port. So that's all cool. Taped off this so I don't spray the shit out of it with glue. Even taped around it. So we keep that bitch clean. And now we have it wrapped. Black. So I've still got to put little terminals in the back of her. There's that side. Cool. Still got to vacuum it as well. And there we go. The port just kind of rolls in onto that chamfer I put there. There's the little feet on it. I've also just spray painted black just around that rough edge as well, but there's no real reason for it. And then they're all the same amount in, about 4 centimeters that I ruled off when I cut the carpet. Alright, just putting the last one of his binding posts in. That's how I'm doing it. So I'd already drilled the holes, and now I'm just using my little snap-on flat blade through the terminal to wind them in. And last thing to do was this. So there's the 8 gauge. I've put ring terminals on, crimped and soldered, and just a tape just to hold the jackets on, just to make sure they don't slide off. So now I'm going to reach into the back there, put them on. Onto those guys, and got my little nuts there for them. He's about to come pick it up. So all they're done. We've got 2 longer ones for the top, which are the top voice coil 2, and then the shorter ones are voice coil 1. So it's all vacuumed now and whatever. Clean, ready to go. Cool. Still got to put T-nuts in it. That's the only thing, because I don't have an 18. So I can't really, had nothing to go off. Alright, so here we have the Sundown X-18. Have a little look at that. Huge surround, just like the ZB4. Cool. So at the moment we're going to wire it at 4 ohms, so those two aren't needed. That's just if he needs to wire it at 1 ohm. So we're going to hook those up. T-nuts are all in, all the way around. Cool, there we have a sub. Surround and a half.